You're exhausted because you're controlling the wrong things. Every morning, it starts the same. The to-do list is a hostage to your anxiety. The plan looks tight, but your patience is already burning. You think you can manage the world by sheer will. You cannot. Your jaw is clenched. Your mind is racing. You feel tired before the day has even begun. Who are you racing against? An email you won't see until hours later. A call you can't answer yet. A meeting that hasn't even been scheduled. You reach for the controls, a schedule, a strategy, a silent prayer, anything to feel safe. But nothing can make fate stop knocking. You buy into the illusion that control equals safety, but it's an illusion that's breaking you. You chase outcomes. You chase approval. You chase the perfect morning. You think that if you arrange the pieces just right, the day will go easier, but it never does. Each time you clench harder, life pulls away. Each plan you lock down, unpredictability flexes back. You feel it in your gut. Micromanagement is its own battle. It turns breakfast into dread. It turns your own mind into a battlefield. You wake up already tired. You're not behind on things. You're behind on yourself. You think doing more will protect you, but doing more only teaches your nerves to flinch faster. It trains your mind to sprint even when the track is empty. This might feel unfair because most people will praise planning and preparation. But here's the truth. You're running toward a mirage. Every step feels urgent, yet your goal never comes into focus. You feel the tension in your shoulders. The weight on your chest is not from problems outside. It's from the effort to hold everything in place. What if I told you the trap is the control? You wake up reaching for certainty. You think if only you press a button, the universe will pause. But it never does. You think the path to calm is by tightening your grip. But each tightening leaves your hand trembling. You think you're steering, but you're driving by, staring at the steering wheel instead of the road. Most people think demanding more control yields more peace, but it yields more panic. You turn chaos into a demand list. You pin down the future like a butterfly under glass. But butterflies flutter. You keep moving. But where are you going, really? A cyclist grips the handlebars harder before a hill that never comes. A soldier tenses when there's no battle. Your muscles ache from tension that's looking for a fight. You think doing everything counts, but maybe doing nothing about some things is the bravest move of all. This isn't about being lazy. It's about being smart. It's about understanding that some battles, when surrendered, win themselves. Your mind is whispering it now. Just let it go. But you've been shouting the opposite. And here's the worst part. It doesn't work. You think mastering every detail will give you peace. But every tweak multiplies the stress. The more you try to control things, the more you feed the beast of uncertainty. Your mind lights up at night with what-ifs. The plan you crafted turns on you. Instead of calm, you get crisis mode on repeat. Each unchecked email, each unplanned interruption feels like a betrayal. Your body remembers the tension even when the danger is gone. Most people wander through life expecting a playbook, but the book never arrives. You flip pages in your head, rehearse conversations that will never happen, brace for storms that never come. Meanwhile, the storm inside you grows. Your thoughts become a weather pattern of doubt, forecast, constant rain of should have and could have. And the more you worry, the more you feel incomplete. It's a whisper at first, then a scream in your skull, "You must fix this. You must prepare." Now your mind treats everything as an incoming missile. A simple comment is an attack. A friend's silence becomes proof of betrayal. A car in front of you is a blockade. You think you're awake, but you've let paranoia steal your morning. You think if you just plan one more step, you'll be okay. But planning can't capture every move. There will always be the one thing you didn't see, and that thing will knock you flat. An uninvited problem will show up. A plan will collapse. A person will betray the script, and you will feel it, that familiar sting of helplessness right in the gut, because none of those things were in your control. The ironic truth is, everything you fear could happen will happen outside your power, no matter how hard you try. You're trying to force a river to flow backwards. You're trying to hold lightning in your fist. Neither can be done. You think your mind's hypervigilance is keeping you safe, but it's actually bleeding you dry. By the time you make it through the day, even if you win, you've already lost. To exhaustion, to anxiety, to doubt. You think you'll feel powerless without control. Actually, each day you'll feel stronger, because strength is not in holding on. Strength is in standing firm after you let go. The more you clutch, the more the universe expands in your hands and slips through your fingers, because you can't fight the waves, but you can learn to surf. You think if you had one more piece of information, one more plan, one more bit of certainty, you'd finally be safe. But information feeds the fire. The more you know, the more you see how little you know. It's like trying to paint a masterpiece in a dark room with a flickering candle. Every detail you sketch gets smeared by shadows you didn't account for. You turn your life into bullet points and check boxes. But life laughs and rewrites the bullets with new scenes. You think you can micromanage others, but pushing the river pushes the river away. You think steering your partner's every move keeps them close, but it only cages them, including you in the process. In the solitude of midnight, your heart feels it. The cage you built is just your mind. All the muscles you tightened, where did that get you? You think you're leading the charge, but you're the one front-lined by your thoughts. Every decision you miss, that's life taking a swipe at your armor you thought was invincible. Have you noticed? No one anywhere has been handed a cheat sheet for living. Everyone is muddling through. You think they're calm? They have their own storms. Yet here you are, acting like the only sailor who forgot how to swim. You believed control was a net beneath your tightrope. Turns out it was a leash you kept yanking. By evening, even the small winds taste sour, because somewhere along the way, you forgot who you were fighting for. Fear isn't just a feeling, it's turned into habit. So here you are, exhausted by thought, master of nothing but worry. But change is waiting, just outside the loop. Epictetus knew this truth well. He was born a slave with chains around his ankles and broken dreams. He once said his master broke his leg, but he never broke his mind. In the worst circumstances, he found that true power lived between his ears. After winning freedom, he stood before emperors or generals, kings, anyone, and told them about a freedom he had lived quietly. He told them the greatest shackles are the ones we forge for ourselves. He broke down life into two kingdoms, one we command and one we don't. The body and its pain, beyond us. Other people's opinions, beyond us. fortune, and fate beyond us, but there inside is a kingdom unassailable, your judgments, your choices, your character. That, he said, is where freedom lives. You think being strong means controlling everything. He says real strength is choosing where to place your effort. You think you need certainty to breathe easy. He knew that when the ground fell away, he still had air to breathe. This was his example. Pain and fortune unleashed on him, yet he remained calm. A slave who became a sage by learning one simple rule: don't fight your powerlessness, fight your illusions of control. He gave a metaphor for it. Picture an inner citadel, its gates guarded by reason. Outside the walls, events rage. Inside, there is only how you respond. All day, scouts run up with news, storms, traffic jams, voices, crises. Epictetus' gatekeeper holds the door. If the news isn't under his control, he waves it away and closes the gate. Stoics love this image, the mind as an unbreachable fortress. That was his home. Imagine being in a room while chaos erupts outside and you feel nothing. You watch the fire, the hail, the arrows, and you are untouched. That was his life's work. Most people would crumble under a slave's life, turned into a tyrant with himself. But he turned his slavery into a crown. He said, no one can hurt your soul without your permission. So you have everything he had: choice, awareness, power. He reminds us, a good life is not chasing every bird that flies past. It's learning which ones not to chase. The essence of his rule is this: divide the world into what you can take care of and what you must let go of. He didn't say it in academic terms, though. He wrote a simple handbook of freedom. One line from it: there is only one thing that is truly yours, your decision. Everything else will always change. Imagine carrying a bag of feathers and another of rocks, both labeled "I control this." Epictetus saw people pick up the rocks and rattle them all day expecting flight. But feathers, focus on those, lift you. He turned what was out of reach into a lesson. Now look around at your world. It hasn't changed. All that changed was his mind. So what will you do with yours? Here is your new rule book, not for the world, for you. Step 1, write it down. List what's eating at you today. Seriously, pen to paper. Everything from big to small. The boss's email, traffic, the weather, the coffee you spilled, the debts, the broken things, and yes, the things you wished you did yesterday. Stop. Look at the list. Step 2, draw a line in the middle. Ask, which of these are actually mine to control? One side goes in a circle of your domain: your actions, your words, your choices, your attitude. The other side spills outside: everyone else's mood, the weather, traffic jams, bugs, bullies, breakups, random calls, the economy, fate. This is a Stoic circle of control exercise. It's not a magic trick, it's a truth mirror. Put it bluntly, you do not control other people's thoughts. You do not control outcomes. You do not control tomorrow's headlines. You do control how you handle this list, where your effort goes. Step 3, pick one thing from your control circle. Then do one concrete thing for it right now. If it's you will respect a boundary, say the word. If it's you will work on the first task, do 1 minute of it. If it's you will pause when stress rises, just breathe deeply. Once. Action. Even tiny, it changes everything. Notice, you took action on a real problem, not the phantom one. This step trains your mind to invest in the controllable. It's like weightlifting for your calmness. You think it's too small to matter? That's what panic wants you to believe. Prove panic wrong by doing it anyway. Step 4. Let go of the rest. Now here's the hardest move. Mentally release that other circle. Don't give it a second thought. Scold yourself lightly for trying, but then literally shake it off. Picture yourself opening your hands, the coins of I should have, the stones of I could lose, falling away to the floor. You think that's easy? It's not. You'll try to pick them up again, but practice like you do sitting at a campfire, dropping stones one by one until your hands are empty. Every time you catch yourself reaching for control, remind yourself, not my concern, not my prison. Focus on the stone in your hand, not the rock out there. Step 5. Repeat every morning. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a ritual, a hammer shaping your mindset. Before email, before coffee, do this. Honor it every day. Your control circle will shrink on its own. You'll realize more things were out of your hands than you ever admitted. You think you might miss something by not controlling? Watch. You'll only miss anxiety. Put it all together, and here's the result. You know what to fight, and you know what to ignore. Picture it like this. Your life is a ship. You can't turn the ocean, but you can steer the rudder. You cannot stop the storm, but you can trim the sails. Stop insisting on being God of the seas. This is your map out of the maze. Some mornings, following this, will feel like water torture. Your instincts kick, and you want to yank the map up again. But each day, it gets easier. Each day, your attention becomes your strongest ally. You think you need more control over the uncontrollable, but notice how doing even one small thing under your control frees up energy for the day. Every positive change is like a pebble thrown in water. The ripples spread beyond what you think. When you stop fighting what you cannot change, you can focus that energy on what you can change, yourself. Most people never try this. They spread themselves thin across everything and end up with nothing in their hands. Not you. Step by step, you're practicing freedom, because real power isn't about control. It's about choice. Now the challenge begins. 7 days of this discipline. 7 days of breaking the illusion. For 1 week, promise this to yourself. 1 morning at a time, list your worries. 1 morning at a time, draw that circle of control. Every morning, choose to move only on the things in your circle. You will stumble. You will want to grab control back when you see the world crumbling. You will ask, what if I'm missing something? That's your old voice. Ignore it. If something really matters, someone truly needs you. Trust that it will find you. The important problems will hit you like freight trains. You can survive one train. For the other 99%, let them pass. This is not a game of perfect. It's a practice of presence. Each day you do this, your mind will feel lighter. You will notice thoughts that used to steal your mornings no longer even knock. You think freedom was out of reach. It was right here, under your nose. Every time you refuse to chase the uncontrollable, you step a little closer to peace. Week's end, sit down and feel it. Your muscles are not tight. Your chest is not caving. Your calendar is still crazy, but something inside you is quieter. Keep doing it. Don't let the quietness fool you. It's powerful. Because once you see the cage you've been inside, it becomes impossible to pretend it was built of anything other than keys. Day 1, you might feel like a lion in a cage. You'll swipe at ghosts of schedules. You'll battle the urge to rewrite fate on paper. That's fine. Each time you catch yourself, it's part of the fight. Day 2, your mind will try to trick you. It will whisper, just this once, just this one. Don't believe it. Those are shackles in disguise. Remember, he was once a slave, chained, broken, yet free. You have it easier. Day 3, you'll start seeing patterns. You might even laugh quietly at the drama you used to feed because you find something funny. All along, you were the author of your own panic. Day 4, the cracks in the illusion widen. You may even surprise yourself by how calm you can be when you choose to be. Day 5 to 7, you build momentum. You actually start looking forward to this moment of clarity in the morning. A moment where you pick up the chisel, sculpting your mind's shape for the day. How do you know it's working? Your senses will tell you mornings become less gray, more breathable. Your thoughts no longer whip you into frenzy. They become tools instead of tormentors. Your mouth won't taste the bitterness of regret before breakfast. You think you'll feel powerless without control. Actually, each day you'll feel stronger because strength is not in holding on. Strength is in standing firm after you let go. Power is not imposing your will on life. It's in standing when life imposes. So you do this for 7 days. Then you sit back and say, what have I learned? You learned that most of what made you tremble was an illusion. You learned that controlling the wind is impossible, but steering your ship is easy. You learned that peace is not elsewhere, it is within. And when the 8th morning comes, you'll face the day differently. You'll wake, breathe, and know. Not behind, not worried, free. Because at week's end, the promise unfolds. You're exhausted no more, and you'll know why. Freedom starts where control ends.